I 25M caught my 20F girlfriend receiving oral from her best friend. So I recently caught my girlfriend receiving oral sex from her best female friend. It started off as a normal Wednesday. I finished work and went over to my girlfriend's to hang out after supper. We have been together about a year and a half. When I get to her house, she explains how she had made plans to hang out with her best friend and that they wanted to go hang out at this other girl's house who they have only met a few times to have a few drinks. I really was not a fan of going to this other girl's house and suggested that we just hang out at her best friend's for a bit then head back home to bed as I work in the morning. It's also more entertaining for me at her best friend's as I usually hang out with her boyfriend while they do their thing. So we get to her best friend where I am supposed to pick her up and go to the other girls. When we get there she says that we will just hang out here like I suggested. Perfect. We hang out there for about an hour or so. I had one beer with her boyfriend because offered it to me and I just kinda took it to be polite. I try not to drink or anything during the week and if it were up to me I'd be in bed at 11. Weekends are fair game when I'm not working. Anyways, the girls are drinking vodka shots and are starting to get pretty drunk at this point. Her friend explains how she wants to get out of the house and go somewhere else. I said, you know it's getting late, I'm going home soon so we should just stay here. She doesn't argue or anything but this kinda planted the seed in my GF's head and now she is adamant on going somewhere else. She calls the girl whose house we are supposed to go to and tell her we are going to come over for a bit. I initially said no, we are not going there, I need to get to bed. It was almost 11 p.m. at this point. My girlfriend was not taking no for an answer so I stupidly decided to make a compromise. I said well go but only until 12 then we are leaving. So we go to this place. It's exactly as I expected. Just a dirty shitty apartment with nowhere to sit and a bunch of random people that I really don't want to be associated with. It was a bit last 11 at this point so I said okay, it's not that long, I'll just wait it out. So the girls are doing their thing and socializing with these other girls and continue to drink. They ended up finishing their bottle of vodka and all these girls are getting very drunk at this point. 12 comes along and I go get my girlfriend and tell her it's time go. She basically completely ignored this and continued what she was doing. Almost like a child when they don't want to leave the playground or something. I keep telling her every few minutes, it's time to go, let's go, with no luck at all. So here I am trying to get these two drunk girls to leave this place so I can go home. This is when things start getting weird. I don't know how this started but all of a sudden my GF, her friend and these other two girls all go into the bedroom and close the door. I heard them mention something about a foursome. I'm standing outside this room in the living room with these other dudes and we are all thinking like what the fuck is going in here? I don't want to just barge in there to get my girlfriend as this is not my house and I have no idea what these girls are doing either. I text my girlfriend and get no response. A few minutes pass and I could hear them talking to each other in there so I wasn't concerned that they were doing anything at this point. At some point one of the girls comes out of the room and I go to the door. They are all in their bras and underwear. I go in and get my girlfriend and tell her that I don't like what she's doing right now. This kinda scared off the other two girls and called off this supposed foursome. I tell my girlfriend again, let's go. She says okay, just leave the room so her and her friend can get dressed and we will go. I wait a few minutes and they're still not out of there. I walk to the door, opening and there she is under the blankets on this dirty ass bed receiving oral from her best friend. I walk in saying like, that gross, what are you doing? Of course they immediately stop. I am shaking at this point. I tell I'm leaving and I go out my shoes on and I just didn't know what to do. I decide whatever, I'll bring these drunk idiots home. So go back, tell them to get their stuff and get out of this weird ass place. Her friend is apologizing to me and I just don't know what to say. I basically don't say a word and drop her friend off and bring my girlfriend home. When we get home I talk with my girlfriend for a bit. Wick is basically pointless as she is piss drunk at this point. But she knew she did something wrong. At first she tried using the excuse that I don't give her enough attention and I don't give her oral enough as I don't really like it. I argue with her for a bit and I think put a few good pint in her head and we go to bed. Next day I explained everything to her. Her and her friend thought I would be okay with it because they are both girls. She also said it was her friend who just started doing it to her and she just kinda went with it and that it felt very weird. I explain that I am mad and that it feels like she cheated on my. Obviously I would more mad if it was another guy but it still didn't feel good. She now feels very guilty about it. After work it was kinda awkward between us and she was acting very different than she normally does. I'm really not sure what to do in this situation. I know it is cheating whether it's a guy or a girl and I know had I not walked in that room I probably would not have heard anything about this. I explained to my girlfriend I know you thought it was okay because it was a girl but I don't like it one bit and if that were to happen again I'd be gone. Am I being too lenient here? So, she was initially going to cheat in you with 3 other girls, but she only did it with one instead. Classy. Yes, dump her and move on. She cheated, you brought her home and gave her a slap on the wrist. Would you have done the same if it was a guy? Dude, come on. She cheated. Like girl guy doesn't matter, she knew you were there, she still consented to it. If you let this go, she's gonna know she can get away with shit. Maybe it will happen again, maybe it won't. You wanna live your whole life thinking that you're not the only person this woman wants in her life. I mean, you were in the house you told her you didn't even want to go to. Like she's already walking all over you, bro. No matter the gender, your girlfriend cheated on you. Do with that what you want, but I'd be gone the second I saw it happening. Emo cheating is the end of a relationship. Could you ever let her meet up with friends again without second-guessing what they're doing? Unless you're in an open relationship with clear rules and boundaries, that's a no-go to me. Why are you with this person? You sound incompatible in every possible way and she openly cheated on you. Obviously I would more mad if it was another guy. LMAO what? You mean an immature 20-year-old is acting like an immature 20-year-old and you, a 25-year-old who sounds like he's getting his life together, are surprised by this? House parties on weeknights in shitty apartments where everyone drinks too much and has ill-advised hookups are what some 20-year-olds do. Find a more mature 20-year-old or date someone your own age or even someone older. You'll have a much better time. She cheated. Doesn't matter what the other person is. She cheated with you standing in the fucking hallway. For shame. Not sure where the confusion is. She cheated on you. Full stop. Guy or girl doesn't matter. Drunk or not doesn't matter. You seem like a responsible guy, so not sure why you're with this train wreck to begin with. Dump her and move on. It started off as a normal Wednesday. It did not end that way. Personally, I don't get why it's different because it happened with a girl. She cheated on you. She got fucked up on a fucking Wednesday night and cheated on you. Doesn't exactly sound like a keeper. It doesn't feel like she cheated. I call bullshit on all her excuses. Hit the eject button on her side. Well, she cheated right in front of you and didn't care if you knew. That shit right there is pretty fucking disrespectful. And just to make matters worse, she tries to make it sound like your fault. If it was a guy she was with, you say it would make a difference in your actions, reaction. Why? Because I don't see much difference. Is this the girl who threatened to cheat on you because she felt neglected while you were visiting your grandfather in the hospital? You should have dumped her ass then. Now she has actually cheated on you. She cheated on you when you were a door away. If she were alone she would have banged half the people there. You have to be brain dead. Right? She cheated. Move on. Dump her and move on. She is very immature and not ready to be at the level in a relationship where you are. Stay, and deal with a lot more heartache and stress, guaranteed. She cheated, man. Guy, girl, doesn't matter. Leave. Stop thinking with your dick and dump her. You're 25, she's 20. You two are in entirely different worlds. I'm not surprised she's acting like a child. Lol, you think that's their first time? Lol, dude, you're 25, stop acting like a chump. You posted 6 months ago about a girl you were seeing and you commented how she always threatens you, saying she'll cheat on you. If it is the same girl, I don't understand why you're still with her. Also, if it's the same girl, her sleeping with her ex and you but then choosing you tells me the relationship was doomed from the start. Dude, just because she received oral from a girl doesn't mean she did not cheat. Cheating is cheating whether it was with a guy or a girl. Please tell the other guy what happened, he deserves to know it. I dated a gal like that back in the day. Enjoy the venereal diseases. Good grief, wake up. Your girlfriend cheated on you. It doesn't matter who, Wes. Also, throughout this story you mentioned multiple different instances of your girlfriend literally having zero respect for you. And I mean, if you stay, then it looks like you've got zero respect for yourself. Looks like you guys are not that good of a match. She likes things that you don't, on a range from oral to basic communication on a relationship, and she cheated on you. I'd suggest you break up and learn to enjoy giving oral. It sounds like this chick is bringing you down. Sometimes you need to step back and look at the direction your life is going. At this point you need to evaluate the people in your life. If that direction does not align, you have to make some hard choices. She cheated on you even though she knew you wanted to leave and didn't care at all. All the excuses she said goes out the window. I'd leave ASAP because nothing good will come out of this. I am so sick of people not taking WLW sex seriously. My sweet God, everyone sucks here just for the fact that you'd be, obviously, more upset if it was a guy giving her oral. Lack of boundaries. Leave her. Bro, you acted like a man and drove her home, despite you staying there for her to have an oral. Act now like a man and dump her unless you're ready for her to get a dude in your bedroom, ignore you crying in front of them and say you don't give her enough oral. No idea the worse is her disrespecting, cheating, manipulating you. Are you ready to ignore all of that? Don't be a sucker. The only thing she's feeling guilty about is getting caught. They intentionally kicked you out of that room so they could be alone. And if you think that was the first time, with all those girls stripped down to almost nothing, then you're dreaming. Seems like that group of friends pleasure each other all the time. Homosexual relationships and hookups are just as valid as straight ones. She cheated in you, bro. Like in front of you and friends. Even continued doing it after you came in and interrupted her and told her to go. On top of that, she ignored you all night, which in itself is a problem. How much more disrespect are you going to take from this girl? Obviously I would more mad if it was another guy. Why? How was her girlfriend 18,205 days ago and now 20? Reading your post history, I'm just confused. Either way, break up with her. She's literally a kid, assuming she's more likely 19. Am I right? I know I am. Move on, my guy, you have your life together. Maybe you should date someone closer to you in age. 5 years might not seem like much, but those are 5 very important years when you're only 20. Have you considered that maybe the foursome they were trying to spin up was actually intended to be an orgy with all those other guys standing in the next room? Or that maybe your girlfriend and her friend might be trying to get a 3-way with you? Dude, she cheated and blamed it on you and has you questioning yourself. So her friend just started going down on her and she just kind of went with it and that it felt weird? That is totally not how this went down. At first she tried using the excuse that I don't give her enough attention and I don't give her oral enough as I don't really like it. That's not an excuse, that's an explanation. It's also not an apology. If both her and her friend thought it would be okay, I suggest you go over to her friend's place and ask her boyfriend what he thinks. Seeing that they think it's okay, it must be okay for him too, right? Cheating is wrong no matter who it's with. Now that this has happened, how could you ever trust her around her friend again? She said she just went with it, so drunk or not, she knew what she was doing and didn't put a stop to it. Dump her ass. She has no respect for you. She deliberately got herself to a situation to cheat. And you know what? If she claims that her friend did that out of the blue without her consent, you can sue her friend for sexual harassment. You a dumb person. Enjoy you cheating, GF. Dude, she cheated on you, plain and simple. It isn't any different if a guy was doing and saying that. Makes no seance. Dude, she literally cheated on you knowing you were right there. Drop her like a hot pot and move on. There's no salvaging this relationship without being a doormat. So she blatantly cheats on you, in front of you, and you bring her and the girl home and tell her, I didn't like that, it feels like cheating. What the fuck, dude? Grow a spine and dump this unloyal piece of shit immediately. Fuck yes, you're too lenient on this. No matter the gender, it's cheating unless you two are in an open relationship. You should have 100% got your shit and left her and her friend there and blocked her. Fuck her and sorry this has happened to you. If she can do this while drunk with her friend, she will do so when drunk with a random guy. It's no less cheating because it was a woman. That's a baffling attitude. She doesn't respect you or the relationship. It's entirely up to you if you're willing to forgive her, of course. However, it sounds like she's decidedly a lot more immature than you are, from your comments. You just might not be that suited at this time of your lives. She is a cheater. It sounds like she has found someone else. You need to move on and find a decent GF.